Y'all. So I wanted to share this with my peeps. Y'all are my peeps. So this doesn't apply just to ladies. Men would like to take advantage of this too, I'm sure. So if you are single, one of the things that is really crucial is that you learn to take extra special care of yourself because we can't rely on someone else to do that because that may or may not happen. Okay. Ever. Okay. And we have to be okay with that because you don't want to settle for, someone that's not good for you just to have somebody. Okay. That's not really what you want to sign up for. So I made up my mind that I'm going to give myself some luxuries once they go on sale because some things could be a little pricey. You can join Amazon Prime. You will get that particular item that you purchase within a couple of days. Usually there are some exceptions, but you can usually get things in a couple of days. Also, if you're part of Amazon Prime and you save things to your favorite list where you click the heart on that particular item, when that item goes on sale, Amazon will notify you and let you know, hey, the item that you like that's on your list is 20% off, or whatever the case may be. And because I have chronic pain, it's crucial that my bed is super comfortable. And I did have a topper on my bed, and I also have a feather bed on my bed. It's down. It's made of down, but it's old and I don't think it's doing as great as it could be doing. So I didn't even know I had a topper on there. So I have a topper, which basically it has elastic and it wraps around your mattress. Okay. Toppers are real good, especially if you have chronic pain like I do, or you just want to feel like you're laying on a fluffy cloud. So I went to rearrange the down because they do get a little bit flattened, and the parts of it that you don't use, like the edges, it will be really fluffy there because your body doesn't press it down or whatever. So I went to shake it around and I lifted it up and I'm like, wait a minute, I have a topper on here too? What? So I didn't know this. So I bought another topper that I'm trying. I will try it Wednesday. Let's see. Wednesday. And I also have a down comforter. And that's the reason I explained to y'all that there's a difference between a duvet and a comforter. They're two completely different things. The comforter goes inside the sleeve, which is what a duvet is. It's a sleeve, and it protects it, keeps it cleaner longer, protects the fibers, protects the material and all of that. And you could take it off easily and throw it in the wash, depending on the instructions of. And I love it when my bed is a cloud, like you lay in it and you feel like you're just laying on a bunch of clouds. I love that feeling. That's the reason I got a new topper and a comforter. But you have to they're vacuum sealed when you get them. If you get them off Amazon, and it could be that way no matter no matter how you get it. So because it's vacuum sealed, it's really flat. Now the topper that I have is not down. It's actually down alternative, but it's made with the baffle boxes so that the material stays basically where you want it to stay instead of moving all around. And the comforter that I have, it's been airing out. The two of them have been airing out for a couple of days because some people get them, they shake them, and they throw them on their bed and they're like, this is flat. I'm disappointed. I want to return it. Whoa, whoa, hold your horses. Okay. The instructions specifically say throw it in the dryer on a low heat for about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And either or, You can lay them out and let them air out for a couple days. This way they can have the maximum fluff so they're not a pancake when you put it on your bed. And my body's very grateful when I do things like this. You know, laying in a tub, bubble bath, and you light some candles or you listen to music. What I do is I put my cell phone if I'm soaking in the bath, I'll put it in a waterproof case. So the humidity from the bath the moisture doesn't get inside my phone. Yeah, how about that? Because otherwise, believe me, that moisture will get in there, cause problems. You know, painting your toes, painting your fingernails, getting your hair done, taking a yoga class, getting into meditation. You have to soothe your spirit and you have to soothe your soul. And especially if you've been in crappy relationships with crappy people, the healing journey is not it's not linear. Sometimes you're going to do really well, other times not so much, and you're going to go back and forth and back and forth. And on the days where you're not doing so great, you're going to feel like I'm not making any progress at all. But you are. You are. And this is a normal thing to do. You know, I have listened to ASMR before I go to bed. Honey, if you listen to the right ASMR, and only you will know what relaxes you. Some people, and you could just put ASMR on YouTube in the search. Some people love the sound of people eating, crunching on popcorn or chips or nature sounds and clicking noises and fingernails on plastic or whatever. I mean, only you will know what gives you the chills. Okay, sensory meridian response. And basically, it's when you get chills and you just feel super, super, super relaxed. You just feel the chills go through your body, and it's just your body responding to whatever it is that you are into. So you have to, maybe it's, someone talking in a whisper, like they're whispering at the library, or talking really soft, and you could listen to the crinkle of the books. It's all audio. Sometimes it's visual. It depends on what you're into. Like I said, you'll know when you hit the jackpot, so to speak. And it's really, really good. I don't remember which one I was listening to that one particular time, but I sat up to do something. I don't remember what that was. And I literally felt like I was sedated. I sat up and I'm like, whoa. And I laid my butt back down. And it helps you sleep and it relaxes you so much. And it's just a beautiful thing. I love ASMR. I freaking love it. And there are people on YouTube that are they're just really amazing. They've done it for years and years and years, and they've gotten better and better and better. And you will feel so relaxed. And when that individual, there were two creepy incidences at my house recently, and the last one kind of threw me for a loop. And I got additional security for my doors. They're portable, so it's called Guard Dog. It's metal and heavy duty plastic, but it works well. I mean, even if somebody managed to get your deadbolt off your door, they can't get the door open unless they're banging and making all kinds of racket. And at that point, someone will hear it, and you'll hear it, or someone will hear it and call 911. But since I prayed about it, I have not had any more stress about it because I was freaked out for a couple days when I caught that guy trying to look in my living room window. I was freaked out because I've been, you know, somebody tried to assault me in high school, and that's not the first time, and it kind of brings a flashback to when you experienced that before. But since I prayed about it and I got that additional security for my doors, I felt amazing. I feel at ease. And the good thing about those security is, especially for women who live alone, they're portable. So you can use them, slap them in your luggage or your purse, and you can use it for your hotel doors. People don't necessarily feel, you know, safe in a strange hotel or whatever. It's not your home, it's not your bed, and you may feel a little freaked out. And that will give you some added security. Now, if there's an extra, somebody mentioned, if there's an extra lip on the door, you're not going to be able to use the locks. And if that's the case, you know, you don't have to worry about it. But it's a good idea to take a towel too. This is, and I know this is random, but it eases your mind, it eases your spirit. You take a towel and you fold it and put it in front of your door once you lock your hotel doors, because you don't have to worry about somebody putting a camera in there and watching you, or rigging the hanger or whatever they used. I'm sure they got some kind of gadgets they can use to unlock your door from the inside, you know. So if you put a towel and bunch it up under that door, under your hotel door, you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, if these security, it's called guard dog. These portable security devices, they work only with doors that open towards you. Not sliding doors, not doors that open in front of you, not French doors, but doors that open towards you when you open the door, which is perfect for, like I said, your home and your hotel room and things of that nature. So I love water. You guys know that. Y'all go, y'all gonna probably laugh. I had in my, where I used to live, a big, huge waterfall because I love the sound of water. That it's designed for outside. Okay, so it's big. And I mean, I loved the sound. I mean, the rush of the water. The only problem is it was defective, so I had to return it. So that was bleh. That wasn't cool. But I do have a water fountain in my bedroom, and I have two waterfalls, small ones, in my living room. The problem with those is I have algicide, remnants of algicide in there, because if you put algicide in, change it I'm going to say every week or two, depending on what the bottle says, then you don't have to worry about emptying those out all the time, because some of them suckers are heavy. So once somebody got me hip to that, they're like, you don't have to empty those constantly and clean them out by hand and all that. You don't got to do all that. Just put some algicide in there every week or every 2 weeks. I'm like, you know what? So I tried it and it works great. I mean, some of these are heavy and it's a lot of work to be lugging them outside or to lug them in my bathroom and empty them in the bathtub and scrub them out. And you got to wash the pump so the water doesn't get all clogged up and nasty in there. You get it all cleaned out. Algicide does a fantastic job, and it made my life a lot easier, but I don't want Milo to think that he could drink out of it. Next thing you know, he's drinking algicide. So that's bad, right? That's bad. Um, so that's the only problem with that. Uh, but I didn't have him at the time, so I didn't have to worry about that. And if you have a cat, you don't want to. I don't have a cat, but if you have a cat, they may jump in there and drink it, and you don't want that because that will probably they'll probably cease to exist if they drink water with algaecide in it, if you know what I mean. So you got to be real careful if you do have pets or small children. Keep an eye on them. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things in life that they don't have to be outrageous and they don't have to be expensive. A hot bath with Epsom salt, we used that back in the day. That does wonders for the pain. If you have tightness in your muscles, it does wonders for pain. The bath is so soothing. The heat in your body is just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You could take a vacation. You could even take a vacation in your state. You don't have to go far. I'm in the Midwest. I'm not from here. I'm from the East Coast. Thank you very much. I'm never going to claim the Midwest as my home. I'm an East Coaster. Okay. But Missouri has some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And some of the things I've seen here, you normally would have to get on a plane, pay a lot of money, jump on a plane in order to see that. And it's right here. I've been to the Current River. It is gorgeous. The water is very clean. You could see right through the water. The colors just beautiful. And I would never forget, it was myself, my friend, let's get it together here. Myself, my friend, and the two grandkids, right? And they went to a springs. We have lots of caves here in Missouri. We have tons of caves. We have tons of, we've got lots of rivers and springs. We've got tons and tons of springs. And that particular day was extremely hot, and I was in what's called a flare, where my pain is a lot worse. The hotter it is, the more my body can trip. And I'm just talking, oh, so much pain. The best way I could describe it, when you have fibromyalgia and you're in a flare, everybody can relate to this. It basically feels like the aches and pains of the flu without the flu. That is the best description I could give you. So they went to see the springs. I had no desire to see the springs because I was in agony. And my friend said, come on, come on, come on. I don't want to see it. I'm in a lot of pain. No. Once I get like that, I'm like ready to, go berserko, leave me alone. And he said, come on, you got to see it. I'm in pain. You got to see it. Get out of the car. Let's go. Boy, was I mad. I was mad. That disappeared. I got out of the car. I walked towards that sucker. The bright blue of that spring was unbelievable. The only thing I could say was, oh my God. The water was turquoise blue. It was absolutely stunning. I forgot all about my agony in my body. And it's right here in Missouri, southern part of Missouri. You don't have to jump on a plane and spend, $4, $5, $6, $700 round trip or whatever. It's right here. You could take a road trip. The beauty, the turquoise blue water, it just, I mean, there were no words. All I could say was, oh my God, I was stunned at how beautiful it was. I want to say it might be Blue Spring, I think. But we have tons of springs here. Tons. Absolutely gorgeous. And when you get a chance to escape, and I don't mean the unhealthy way with drugs and alcohol or promiscuous sex or gambling or whatever it is, your drug of choice. When you do it the healthy way, you will never forget how you felt at that time. Never. It doesn't matter how many years pass. You will always remember that, the beauty of that. And all it cost us was gas money to go there. That's it, you know. And if you're smart, you want to save money and not necessarily go out to eat or whatever, you can pack a cooler. We've done that too. Pack a cooler with snacks and drinks and sandwiches. Hey, hey. But yeah, try ASMR. It works really, really well. Sometimes people like to listen to typing, and some people like to see it and hear it. Other people just want to hear it. So you could kind of mess around with that and see what it is. And also, there are some great visual and audio, and it's similar to ASMR. You can leave, if you know, if you have internet at your house, which most people do, you can watch the video or watch it for a little while before you go to bed, and you could just loop the video, and you'll see things like one of the okay, let me think. One of them is Virtuescapes, I believe. Virtuescapes. The other one is the Relaxed Town. Those channels do, you know, different audio and visual ASMR. So you will see a cabin that's on the lake at night. The moon is shining off the water, and you know, you'll see the tea and a piece of cake there on the table, and you could see the the heat from the tea just rising above the cup, you know. The details are just unreal, and it makes you, the details are so specific, it makes you feel like you are actually there, which is the whole idea. And I've actually listened to those before I went to bed. Like, I'll watch them for a few minutes and just kind of immerse myself in it and just stare at it and imagine myself there. And I will loop the video and go to sleep to it. You know, it could be a hard rain, you know, right outside the house or right by the window. You could see the rain, you could hear it. And, you know, you just have to experiment with what you like and listen to thunderstorms when you go to bed at night. Some people like that. Some people like the sound of frogs and crickets. I'm not really digging that. I love the sound of the ocean, the waves from the ocean. So all of these are good things to soothe your mind and to kind of reset your hard drive, you know, give your brain a, you know what I mean? So these are some tips that work for me, and I'm sure they'll work for you as well. Whenever my topper continues to fluff, it's finished fluffing, because it just needs air. You just shake it out and just lay it out, and it'll get fluffy. And my comforter's ready to be used. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna lose my mind in a good way. I haven't bought a down comforter in quite some time. Another little thing that I want to say about that is there's something called, I want to say it's RDS. Something, is it RDS? Responsible something something. Responsible down standard. And what that means is the animals, the goose, you know, the geese or the ducks, obviously that's where they get the down from. And I feel kind of bad about that. But there's a horrible way to do it and there's a good way to do it. The horrible way is they snatch the down from the birds while they're alive, and that's vicious. That's vicious and that's abusive and that is horrible. And then you have the better way. They're going to, you know, use the birds for meat or whatever, so they will, you know, dispatch them humanely, and they would not be alive screaming their heads off while they're having their down yanked. When I read about that, I cried. I cried because this just doesn't make sense. Human beings are so vicious. How could you do that? I don't care what your paycheck is. That's disgusting. How would you like someone doing that to you? Yanking all your hair out one by one viciously. It doesn't make any sense. So, but if they're going to use the birds anyway, they're going to use the meat, then they will humanely. RDS means that the down has been harvested properly and humanely. So, yeah, I just look at some of the things that some humans are capable of doing, and I'm like, oh my God, how can you look at yourself in the mirror every day and do that? That's vicious. But the comforter I got is from a company called Three Geese Sleep Release, which is a great marketing, you know, line. It's very, yeah, it's Three Geese. And it got so many great reviews on there. So many great reviews. If you follow the instructions and you allow it to fluff up properly, it's not too hot and it's not too cold, depending on your body. There was one lady that bought one and she lives in Florida and it's super comfortable for her. It's not too hot. And I'm like, I'm going to have to try that. She probably always runs her AC too, right? So if your house is chillier, that's going to feel even better, you know, depending on your body temperature. So we have to find ways to splurge ourselves and ease our soul and ease our spirit. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of that. You guys take care. Much love. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye.